Welcome to Cranky Live Sports Talk, where passion meets action.
Hey sports fans, I am Cranky, and this is the Cranky Live Sports Talk, the podcast where we dive deep into the hottest topics, the biggest games, and the most controversial moments in sports.
Whether it's football, basketball, track and field, cricket, or soccer, we've got you covered with expert analysis, insider interviews, and unfiltered opinions.
Join me as I chat with the biggest names in sports, get exclusive insights and stories you won't hear anywhere else.
Cranky Live Sports Talk is where you can hear the real talk, the hard-hitting questions, and the hottest takes.
So, if you're a true sports fanatic, you don't want to miss out? Subscribe now to the Cranky Live Sports Talk on YouTube and hit that bell icon to never miss an episode.
Cranky Live Sports Talk, where sports come alive. Subscribe today.
Good evening, and welcome to the Cranky Live Sports Talk. Thanks for joining. We have a lot to talk about today. I see I have a few people in the chat, and hopefully that number will grow as we go through the evening. Lots to talk about. Fresh God, as usual, thanks, Fresh, for joining. Appreciate you being here, and appreciate for you requesting the audience to subscribe, like up, and all the things that you always do for these channels. It's truly appreciated. So bless up, brother. And as I mentioned, there are four topics to talk about today. One is we're going to talk a little bit of track and field. I haven't talked any track and field yet on my program. And I'll do so mainly around today about Elaine Thompson Herah. Bless up, Troy Moon. Thanks for joining. I will also talk about the NBA Finals coming up between Dallas and Celtics. We'll also discuss a little bit about West Indies versus New Zealand, a big game this evening. And last but not least, where we may spend most of the time on is the Reggae Boyz, who are having a squad, which is going to be dropped later on this evening for Copa America, which should be interesting. And I didn't mean to make, bless up Emerson, thanks for joining. Bless up Jason Gunnar, glad you could be here. And by the way, people, you should subscribe to Jason Gunnar TV. He's doing a brilliant job over there. Unlike me, who have to get my nightly rest, because I'm a little bit on the more seasoned side, Jason tends to do the late show, the late show sometimes. So he does shows at different times, but it's about the late show. So subscribe to his channel. He does a great job, especially of breaking down a lot of the games and giving you insight and perspective into stats and things of that nature. Bless up Arsenal 101. Arsenal 101 says, Dallas has no big Celtics going to eat them alive, and I truly agree with that, actually. I want to touch upon yesterday's show before I jump into the Elaine Herah discussion. We talked yesterday about how black footballers in the UK are treated by the press, and I got a lot of feedback on that. Feedback run the gamut, right? Some people agreed, some vehemently disagree and express their perspective and their consternation of thinking I'm playing the race card, and also brings up things like affirmative action and what that entails and how we benefit as a people. But I would tell people that before you come and have these dialogue, please check your history. Don't do it in Florida, because DeSantis doesn't really believe that there was a history of slavery and all that. Read your history independently with authentic information, and then let's have the dialogue. All right? Don't just talk at the top of your head. It's important to do so. And I also want to make a comment, which I'm sure I'm going to get a little bit flack on, but one of the YouTube personalities always says he has the most authentic, credible program on YouTube. I just want to tell him that there's a new sheriff in town, so we want to assume that mantle. So this sheriff is going to be making sure that he has some competition in that space. So that should be interesting going forward. Hey, Nitro, big up, and thanks for being here. Arsenal 101, which I assume is Apollo, who was on this program last week, indicate that treatment of black players in the England national team has led me to drop them and focus on Jamaica football. So Apollo has a channel called Arsenal 101, been around for a while. Mainly covers Arsenal football. But if you know Apollo, who I've known for years, one of my English brothers, like you see Tony yesterday, he's very versatile in the topics that he focuses on. So he's not only about football, frankly. Whatever the topic is, Apollo can talk about it. It can include things that I have no idea, which is like movies. He can talk about movies and do movie reviews. He covers NFL football, not necessarily on his channel as much, a little bit, but he had written for and covered the Washington Redskins when he was in the UK. So Apollo is a very, very versatile. So Apollo, always glad to have you here, brother. You can be on the channel anytime you so choose. And this evening we'll talk, transition to the topics. Going to make sure we keep on track here because there are 4 main topics. I want to make sure we cover each of those and give them the focus that they deserve. So, as you know, the Jamaican women's track and field team have dominated on the world stage for, I'd probably say the last 12 to 16 years, frankly. And ever since Bolt retired, the women have been carrying the Jamaica track and field program. And for a country that has, I'm going to say, 5 to 6 million people, because I'm always including diaspora people, not just people on the island. It's amazing that we have done so well in track and field. Now, one of those heroines, or what I call a legend, Elaine Thompson Herah, has had some difficulties since the last Olympic. She has always had injury problems, and those problems are manifesting themselves now. She's 32 this year, so she's up there as it relates to track and field in terms of age. Don't let Shelly Ann being 35, 36 fool you. Most athletes, when they pass 30, even though nutrition is improved, training is improved, start going in the opposite direction. She has won the last 2 Olympic gold medals. She's won 5 Olympic gold. I mean, 2 in the sprints, 4 in the sprints actually, and 1 in the relay. So she has won 5 Olympic gold medals. So she's a legend actually. And I was on Coach's Desk yesterday, which is another YouTube program, and people go subscribe to Coach's Desk, where Coach Minzy very much focused on different sports, but his main focus is track and field, or one of his main focus, I should say. And I was indicating to parties, some of whom were critical of her, because as many of you may know, she changed camps, right? The camps that she was in at MVP with Frano, who was Steve Francis, and a legend in the sport now, and has been brilliant actually for Jamaica and promoting the sport. She left this camp mainly, is my understanding, because of financial reasons, and has not done so well since she has done so. And she's got a lot of flack, given her injury problems subsequent to the Olympics and how she's doing or not doing. And in her last 2 races, she basically finished what I call down the track, right? She finished the races, but not in good stead and not in good position, and has taken a lot of flack for this. The last race, my understanding, and trials are coming up for the Olympics in a couple of weeks. And the question is, in her last race in New York Grand Prix, she got injured, was limping badly. And the question is, will she be able to compete at trials and make the team? Bless up Drew Ross, bless up Crab Gordon, bless up Nitro. Thanks everyone for joining. And so the question is, will she be able to compete? And even if she competes, what shape will she be in, given all the youngsters are coming through, right? We have Sharika, we have Shelly and the GOAT, or one of the GOATs, because I think Ernest Lane can claim to be the GOAT of women's sprinting. And my view on the program was, I think, and I'm getting beaten for this, but I don't really care. I think there are certain athletes, given their accomplishment, given what they have done, should not be criticized when it comes to their performance on the track. Now, there could be other things you talk about that you may not like, similar to like a Michael Jordan and maybe his behavior sometime in terms of his teammate. But I don't think her performance or anything that she does, I mean, she's not running well, should be criticized. She has done too much for the sport. She has done too much for Jamaica. She's accomplished too much to be getting battered by pundits and fans. And people have given me a lot of flack about this and say, cranking in the way a top boat, yeah. Some even use the I word to describe me, which I find interesting. But don't do it on this program, because as I said before, we're respectable here. We respect each other. We don't call each other names. But I think it's unfair to give her such criticism when, look, we all make decisions in life. We leave our jobs because we don't get along with our bosses. We may leave schools because we don't get along with our teachers. managers and players divorce, whether it's football, soccer, what do you want to call it, NFL, whatever it is. Players and coaches sometimes don't get along. And sometimes a lot of different reasons. In her case, is my understanding, it's about money, right? Didn't think that she was too much money was being taken from her by the organization, the camp she was in. So she made a change. What's wrong with that? Now, hindsight is great, but it hasn't worked out in her favor. But I'm not sure why she's getting beaten. Right? She's a brilliant athlete. You know how many people have won 5 Olympic gold medals, 4 individual, win the 1 and the 2. It's amazing what her and Shelly-Ann have done over the last 12 to 16 years. And they should only be lauded, frankly. They should not be criticized. It's my philosophy, my perspective on this. I'm not care what anyone will tell me, Cranky, you're wrong, you know what you're talking about. No, there's certain people with their GOAT-like accomplishment, and both is in that category, who should just be lauded, should be valued, should get their flowers, should be respected, and shouldn't have to put up with all this criticism, social media and other forums. They don't deserve that. We should value our heroes. We should value people who make us sit when we're watching from the TV in the Olympics and we're jumping through the roof and they're winning and we say Jamaica and we're the flags and we're proud. Treat her like a queen or a princess. Don't treat her like somebody who should be disregarded. It is not fair to her. It's not fair to her supporters. It's not fair to her family. She doesn't deserve that. She deserves to be treated with the respect that her accomplishment deserves. Now, I can understand people giving like Asafa Powell, who I think also should get his respect, because he probably had the most sub 10 performances ever as a track athlete in the 100. I can understand him getting some challenge because he always, most time, never deliver in the big races, which one would consider to be the Olympics and the World Championship, right? He struggles in those for different reasons. And so one could say, and I know he came out once and was very perturbed and expressed that us as fans don't understand him, at least go through and all that. We understand it, Asafa, but at the end of the day, we expected a lot from you, and sometimes you weren't able to deliver. But Elaine and Shelly-Ann have delivered. The boats of the world have delivered. Watson delivered the last World Championship, right? Watson's still young, so subject to criticism. But people like Elaine, back-to-back Olympics, 5 gold medal, come on, people. Have some respect. And stop beating up people who made us all proud, made us all happy. They don't deserve it. What you should be doing is going to their DM and encouraging them, giving them flowers, telling them to get better, telling them to work hard, telling them to figure out a way to overcome those injuries and to get back on the podium. You know, we all of us, including yours truly, do criticize when things don't go well. But I do think some people are above that criticism line, that demarcation, and should be treated according with the respect they deserve. So as it relates to Elaine, Elaine, I'll say this, please continue to recuperate. And she's always had an Achilles problem, but my understanding that this one is in her ankle. Not sure what it was. There's some description that it's her ankle that got hurt. And that they don't know if it's a tendon or a muscle. Obviously, if it's a tendon, I think our Olympics dreams are over. If it's a muscle, there's a possibility of recovering. But even if she recovers, you need to get back in shape. And then when you get back in shape, if she's not in shape, you got to contend with all these young guns who are coming through. The Briannas, Shelly is still there, Sherika is there, the twin sisters are there. There's just so much competition, other youngsters coming through. One competition she won't have, bless up Stefan Wright, is Brianna Lyston, who's been in the news of late, who was a one sprinter at LSU, who's done brilliantly this year, won all her 60-meter race, done well in the 100, did well in the SEC championship, did brilliantly in the last NCAA championship where she came second. Surprisingly, ran out of the 200, which I thought was her better meet, her better event. But everyone expected, you know what? If Elaine not running well, we're not seeing Shelly-Ann that much. Sharika, we expect to be there. Brianna may be there to challenge. She decided to shut her season down. And the question is, why is that? People are concerned. There's even speculation that people are thinking she's pontificating around or position herself to maybe become a U.S. citizen and run for the U.S., which will take a while. I know the U.S. may give exceptions to exceptional athletes and expedite the citizenship process, but it takes about 5 years. I think it's about 3 if you're in the military, maybe even less. So we'll see. But that wouldn't be a good look, actually, if she did so. And I think as Fresh God is saying, which is important, people. By the way, if you are here on this stream, you don't speak Jamaican patois. I'm gonna call it the dialect. I'm gonna speak it sometime, but I'm gonna translate. So only if you like up the stream, that means all of you in the chat should hit the like button and indicate that you like the video, so the video can be disseminated by YouTube to a very wide audience. The more like it gets, the more people watch it, the more subscriber I may get, the more I'm positioned for my 1,000 subscribers, which I thought I would be able to get by the end of this week. That will not materialize. So I have to work harder and better and improve what I'm delivering to you as an audience. So you can like the video and subscribe to the video. But if we have 47 people on the 27 like, that can't right. That means that 20 no like the video. So please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And I promise I won't spend the whole time just talking about subscribing and liking. I'm going to focus on the content and the substance of the content. And by the way, there's a number on the screen. I think it's working today, as I always try to work on this. So you can call into the number as we go through the topics. But I want to stay on point because I have 4 topics today. I'm going to make sure I have covered all 4 topics with enough substance throughout this time period. So back to the track and field. So I will be doing track and field at some point as we move closer to the Olympics, because I'm a huge track and field fan. I'm not going to say I'm a track and field expert. I don't know all the nuances surrounding the sport, but I just really love the sport. I think we have some potential gold medalists for Jamaica this year. Sharika is one. Our triple jumper is one. We have a number of people like Broadwell and Parchment. And even more recently, McLeod in the hurdles, who we expect to do something there, even though we know some of the Americans are challenging. So we do have some individuals. I don't know how Watson will do in the 4, frankly. I think it's going to be a challenge for him, actually. But there are a number of athletes out there who I believe are going to be competing at the top of their sport. We'll see how the trials go. Hopefully everyone is injury-free before the trial. We have a 400-meter runner, Price, who has been phenomenal. Let's hope McLaughlin stay in the hurdles and don't come over, because whatever race she runs in, I think she's unbeatable. But we have some athletes who I think are going to compete at the highest level and give some chance to really cheer on the Olympics and win some gold medals. So Ernest is saying, Cranky, she was influenced to change camp by her husband. He was also a coach at the VMTV camp. He thought being her coach when he'd be safe. So everything went down from there. It was her choice. Yeah, Ernest. And Ernest, we make decisions sometimes, which in hindsight we should make. But at the time, I'm sure when her and her husband convened, they thought it was the best option for them, right? My understanding was a lot of money being taken out of their pocket. And even with her new coach, I forgot the name of the lady who took over from her, who was also at that camp. There was a conversation that she wanted too much also. So sometimes, athletes want to keep as much of the money that they win because they think it's their sweat and hard work which generates it. Sometimes the coaches may not be appreciated as much as they should be, and that may have manifested itself, which happens. But I still think she shouldn't get beaten, actually. What words of Vibe Cartel? The Vibes Association. I don't know. Stay away from the thing that Fresh God. I know what the words are. But I'm a big Elaine fan. I'm a big Shelly-Ann fan. Those 2 ladies should be on a pedestal and treated that way continuously. Yeah, Tuffy. I did mention Price, and I'm a Price. Price was at Arkansas. They had a great 4x4 team that looped all the sports a little bit, and I expect her to do well at the trials. And sometimes when you run in the NCAA, athletes' careers get killed because they burn out. That's why some athletes stay home. But I laud the athletes like Brianna who want to go run in the Olympics, who want to go to college first thing, have the college experience. Because frankly, when you become a pro, you're no longer a kid, right? You want to be a kid as long as possible. So if they choose to be kids as long as possible, I'm a big supporter. But at some point, obviously, they have to grow up and become professionals. So I don't have a problem with Brianna. I just hope she doesn't change allegiance, because that would be tragic. Because I think of all the youngsters, the Clayton twins and all of that, I actually think she has the most potential as it relates to the sprint. And even though it was challenging for her with the Clayton twins, I do think when I watch her run, to me, of all the young ladies, including Brianna Williams, I think she has the most potential, actually. So let's see how that goes. and how that works out in the future. So that is on track and field. What I wanted to talk about was more Elaine, and ask each of you to support Elaine. Maybe go in her DM and give her encouragement. Don't give her a difficult time. Don't give her a difficult time. Thank you, Princess Jillian. Appreciate the compliment and the sentiment. Yeah, Fresh God. Hopefully she doesn't switch allegiance. Sometime in the US it's very even though I don't think the US support track and field like Jamaica does, but financially it can be much more lucrative, right? So that makes it difficult. Actually, it's hard to compete with the larger developed world when it comes to resources, and you can make much more money for some of those countries than you can make if you're from a more less developed country. So let's see how that goes. Tough is saying Destiny's a long shot in ladies high jump and Roas out. Shanika now has a shot. Yeah, we'll see how that goes actually. And I have a guest. The track and field guru, Coach Minzy, the man with the track and field plan. I wasn't going to talk as much about track and field today, but since you're there, we have a chat track and field. I look at it, my ear. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Big up Cranky. Football, I can't talk about, man.
Football comes out. All right. You know what I'm talking
about? But if you want to mention track and field, because we diverse them way there.
I know how diverse you are. So what are your thoughts around Elaine? Because I was on your show last night. That I don't agree with the beating she's getting from some quarters. And I was also talking about Brianna saying, it's her prerogative to shut down her program. But I'd hope that she compete at the trials because I think she had a chance to make the team. What are your thoughts on those two things?
Elaine's situation is quite unfortunate. I would love for her to bounce back before trials. It seemed, well, I'm not going to say it seemed dark because with the technology that is out there now, then certainly it is very, very easy for them to get people ready quickly. I am concerned though because if it is the ankle, the instep, she might have to run through some pain because of course you know that areas like those have limited blood flow, so it's not going to be very easy to get healing, all right, or whatever that is happening there. So if a ligament or tendon, it's very difficult.
Right.
Big up Fresh God. Yeah, man, and take away next one. With Brianna now, as me say, me not believe, but me I just watch and say.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Me I just watch and say.
Do you think
me not think it happen.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do, right?
Me not think
the
it
US has a lot of competition. The US always have some unknown people coming through. That's the one thing about the US. And their trials are fixed, right? Jamaica may want to finish with their trials sometime. I was with Merlin Attic way back when. US is fixed in stone. You don't make the trial, that's it, you're done. And also, US athletes come and go. Jamaican athletes always are much more prominent in terms of, even if they're not doing as well, they're still in the limelight. So hopefully she doesn't change allegiance and stay with us, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm going to transition to cricket. Do you follow cricket at all?
I watch it sometimes.
So I'm going to do a little bit of cricket because I did promise I'm going to do this for cricketing fans. World Cup cricket is happening now. Those of you who may watch the India versus Pakistan game, probably the biggest and most interesting rivalry in sport, period.
That's the one in New York, right?
That was the one in New York, yes, out in Long Island, where India won by 6 runs. And I watched the game, and what I found amazing was Pakistan bowled India for 119. I mean, T20, 20 overs, 6 runs and over. Give you 120, you think they could make that, right? They only made 113. They could make it. And
yeah, but the pitch, Frankie, the pitch is actually a bowler's friendly pitch, Hence, they might have a low score on that pitch,
So Minzy, I could block the ball and get singles in Minzy for most of the overs. It's a 4-year and
That's true, but I mean, T20 is so exciting that person sometimes they don't want the single. I mean, I've heard this discussion a whole lot of times.
Yeah.
On certain platforms about singles win matches. Yeah, so they could have done that, but is it the tendency of cricketers to just do that? Them are gonna try something flamboyant, you know.
So you hear Bishop, who was one of the commentators for West Indies and did a good job, and even Holding was commenting. The normal theme is this: don't have any dot balls, right? When you're playing, and West Indies like to hit 6 and 4s, so they get dot balls. Dot balls mean you don't score a run on the ball. So if you some of the bigger nations like Australia, they try to make sure every ball you get a run. You maneuver the ball to get a run. West Indies are either going for 6 or nothing. They're not even running. When Chris Gill used to play, sometimes you just ignore the singles just to hit 6s. So you have to try to find a way to score on each ball. And look, the wicket is playing low, and it's a bowler's pitch. But I still think, to me, in any T20 119, I don't care how good you are, is a get of a score. Now, I know that New Zealand played Afghanistan and bowled him off and Afghanistan made about 159 and bowled him off for 75. But their spinners are ridiculous. Right? They have a couple of brilliant spinners who made it very difficult for batsmen to bat. And they're in our zone, actually. So look at the West Indies. We have 1 or 2 games, but we have played the 2 easiest teams in the zone, right? Papua New Guinea and Uganda. I thought Uganda bowled really well. We're playing New Zealand tonight at 8:30 US time, 7:30 Jamaica time. That's a big game for the West Indies. If they beat New Zealand, they'll go to the next round. Because New Zealand probably be out. They would be out, not even probably. If they don't, it becomes interesting. Then they got to try to beat Afghanistan, who I think are a dangerous team. And here's what's amazing, Coach. We know all the problems Afghanistan have had as a country. They're always in war. So where did they get so much good cricketers to be? They're not even playing in Afghanistan. They can't even play in their own country. And yet they could produce such brilliant cricketers. It's amazing, actually, that you have this from a country which is worn-tone, challenge, have all sort of problems, as many problems as one could consider any country would have. But yet they're becoming more and more credible, dangerous, proficient in cricket. And people, we have 48 people in the chat. We only have 40 likes. That's not acceptable. Please hit the like button. Appreciate it. So yeah, so at the end of the day, the problem, I have a dilemma tonight, Coach. So the Reggae Boyz squad dropped about 8 o'clock, supposedly. The NBA finals is about 8:30. West Indies play New Zealand 8:30. How do you think I should allocate my time? Because I want to watch 3 TV at the same time.
That is a sporting dilemma.
That's a problem. That's a problem, Coach. I'm not enjoying that. I'm not enjoying that.
Yeah, you have to go this. Something got to give, or you have to set up three computers or devices.
Yeah, I will have to. Ricardo, yes, you have to be a U.S. citizen to represent the U.S. Yes, and normally the process takes 5 years. If you're in the military, it's about 3 years. I think if you have some special skill, it may be a little bit shorter, but yeah, it's a normal 5-year process. So yeah, it would take her a little while unless she gets some kind of exemption. It's a minimum of 3 years anyway. So she's only been here, what, a year, 2 years? I think she's been here, what, 2 years now?
Yeah, about 2 years now. Yeah,
so you never know. You know, let's hope she doesn't change allegiance. And maybe she should come out and clarify that for people, because people are getting concerned that she may do so. But yeah, but it's gonna be an interesting evening of me trying to figure out how to do all these things around sports when they all occurring simultaneously, actually. So that's the cricket. Not a ton to talk about. And the NBA finals. You watch the NBA? You follow
a long time I don't watch the basketball. Funny, last time I watched basketball, I when we got the game, you know.
we went to the Nets game.
Yeah.
Really?
And no.
Went to the Nets, played. We went to Barclays Center, right?
Yeah, but me did watch. Yeah, man, I watched some games after that. Yeah, I watched some games after that. Watch some Celtic game, watch Lakers game. But I've not been consistent in watching the NBA for the past few years. I probably just watch a 1 or 2 games. So I just follow the scoreline, but
yeah.
I don't watch a game. Like the last time I watched a game before playoff, I watched about 3 games before playoff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Hala Madrid, I'll tell you this. I don't watch regular TV, so I only watch sports. I really watch a movie, so I'm going to watch something. The question is, I may have my iPad on, I may have my TV on, I may have my computer on all simultaneously, actually, trying to maneuver between all three. But I'm going to try to watch at least a couple of them. Curious to see how the West Indies does against New Zealand. If they're really good, or is it the competition that made them look so good? But we'll see. So we've touched Elaine. We have touched the cricket. In the basketball, look, the Dallas Mavericks are in trouble. And the reason why they're in trouble is they're playing a team where all 5 players are very, very good. Now, supposedly Porzingis is injured. Porzingis used to be at the Knicks. He's always injured, frankly. And when he came to play against Dallas in the first game, he was the difference maker early in the game that turned the game around. It should be an interesting game. Kyrie has been bottled up, and they have not double-teamed him. So Kyrie has to do better. He cannot afford to let White and or Drew Holiday just lock him down. He has to be better than that. I think part of the problem they're having is he needs to get screened closer to the top of the key. Screens are too far up, so you have be able to recover. He needs to get more isolation one-on-one, and he needs to beat his man off the dribble. And he also, if Porzingis is not playing, he needs to get to the basket. All right, can you get to the basket, you get a foul, you can go to the line. Dallas has not been going to the line. They're shooting too much from the perimeter. That doesn't work for them. So let's hope they do better tonight, because we want to have a series. We don't want a sweep again. I am not a Boston fan. They're in the Eastern Conference where my Knicks play, but they have 5 very good players with Horford off the bench. So it's going to be really, really tough for Dallas to do anything and change the direction of travel, which is it probably won't be a sweep, but it's going to be tough for Dallas to win the game, frankly. But hopefully it's not a sweep. Before the game, he's saying, Cranky and Coach, big up. Are you expressing concern that an athlete could not switch allegiance to be represented? Before the game is causing trouble, Coach. Before the game is causing. You hear him coming, Coach? You see he's coming?
Hey, a big comment.
That's a big comment. That's a big. Hey, before the game, that must be you, you know. I mean, no, that you did that before the game. Yeah, interesting. Come on, you take that one. I'll duck.
Comment that, man, because guess what? Remember, I said we do it on the football landscape, you know.
That's what he's saying. That's exactly what he's saying.
And somebody made a comment also that if other professionals are seeking a better way out, what would be the problem if an athlete does the same?
We wouldn't like it. We would hate it if they're good enough to make our team. So if we have athletes who have switched allegiance, but we don't think they could make the track and field team, right? We have it in track and field. More than one of them have switched allegiance. We believe they couldn't make the team. They couldn't get into the team that we have, but they're good athletes. I don't think we would be receptive to this if Brianna switched allegiance. In fact, we give Sania Ross a lot of grief because she ran for the U.S., even though she went to the U.S. when she was about 12, 13 years old, right? She still get grief from people saying she shouldn't have switched allegiance. She should have stayed with Jamaica. So I don't think people would be receptive to Brianna doing it. But you're right. On the football side, we promote people switching to us.
Exactly. So it shouldn't be an issue if it occurs there.
Yeah. Before the game, say I would love. No, we don't want Gunners Boss to chime in on this. Gunners Boss don't want no foreign-born persons on his team. We don't want Gunners Boss chiming. People hit the like button. There's 62 of you in the chat. 47 likes. Make it like 70 likes and 62. So hit it on 2 devices. But as Stefan is saying, yes, Sanya Richards Ross was born in Jamaica. I think her dad was an athlete, came here and ran for the U.S. And even though she does have so much Jamaica, she promotes Jamaica, she still get a hard time that she should have ran for us, actually. So, yeah, we that's why we have to be more empathetic when some players are reluctant to switch. And we're not, by the way. We're saying they're rejects, and we call them a name when they're reluctant to switch. Or the ones who switch, we call them names, versus appreciating the challenge that one faces in switching. Because you have to live in the country you switch from, no matter who you are. See, as Ricardo Baggio says, if Brianna ever switched to the U.S., she would be public enemy number 1. I would agree with that. Jamaicans are not the most forgiving people sometimes. They would not embrace her switching. What are your thoughts on that, Coach?
If what?
If Brianna switched, how would she be embraced by Jamaica?
I don't think many people will accept something like that. She would definitely be down at. And while you're probably gonna have mixed reviews, more persons will probably be beating her.
Yeah, I think most people. I'm not sure any Jamaican would embrace her switching because she's an elite athlete. If she was, you know what, number 12, 13, 14, as related to the women's events in the 100, 200, and whatever event she wants to run, it wouldn't be the same toxic response. But I can't see anyone really saying, you know what, okay, we understand. I would admit I wouldn't understand. Even though I promote others switching to Jamaica in terms of football, I wouldn't understand, actually. So let's hope that's not the case. Let's hope that's the case, Coach. Let's hope Brianna is just want to rest, because the track season in the U.S. collegiate season is a long, long season. I think she ran like 7 or 8 60-meter races this year. She ran 100. She ran 200. It's a long, and plus training. It's a long season.
Yeah.
Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. She's only 20 years old. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. She's only 20. But I would think if you're 20, you want to go to the Olympics. But it's her. What she wants to do. Right? We did have Brianna switch, though, to Jamaica.
Yeah. But people are saying it's a different case because she was born in America. But if you look on the reverse, it can be a different case because Brianna born here.
It's the same. It's the same situation. Brianna is American, born in America of Jamaican parentage. She switched. Now, Lyston is not Jamaican. Is Jamaican parentage. She's not American parentage.
Right.
But she may decide that, you know what, I want a different experience. Want to run for the U.S. The question is, can she make the U.S. team? Because it's a tough team to make. Stefan is saying, what am I concerned about with Lyston is her mindset. I've heard her say she hopes Jamaica appreciates her. Not sure where her mindset is. Yeah, look, I think all athletes want to be appreciated. And I think Jamaica does appreciate her. She's getting a lot of kudos and flowers. But a lot of Jamaicans, when Minzy and others talk about her or any of the media personnel, she does get a lot of flowers. So she's appreciated. I was just mentioning about Elaine that earlier in the discussion that I don't think she should get she doesn't deserve the criticism she's getting, because I think Elaine has done a brilliant job, has made us all proud. And so when she's having her difficulties, now is the time to embrace her. Because why would I need all your embrace when I'm doing really well? It's when I'm down and challenged and frustrated. I need your support to help lift me up and help me to excel. And I think that's what people should be focused on, not the negative surrounding Elaine, actually. So let's hope that change. See, we can love the Brianna switch, but we can't love it the other way. Bless up Jeremy Lee. Appreciate you being here and for supporting the channel. And Jeremy, as you come in, please hit the like button. People are 74, no, 75 up on the chat and only 52 likes. There's a reason why your YouTuber beg. I mean, I already beg me. I ask. I practice the begging thing. I work on the begging thing. But me ask right now, when I hit the like button. Me get to the begging thing at some point. If you get burst on and now, the like button. At 75 on there, numbers are coming. Me like the numbers in my grow. So hit the like button, people. Minzy, I give me direction and I follow him direction. You know, Minzy has been. Let me just say this like this: it's Minzy's on. I love to give people flowers when they forget flowers. Me always tell people I work. I used to work.
But me don't want no flowers, cranky.
But me I give you flowers. Me not care what you want. Me I give you what you forget. Like I forget Elaine our flowers.
A female I give flowers, man. You give man flowers.
No. Flowers is a concept about. No, don't get this wrong. Flowers is a concept of appreciating someone. I'm not doing no female and no male. Now mix it the flowers thing.
Well, I love flowers I give man when I'm dead.
Well, I don't think you're ready yet. I don't think you're ready for that yet. I don't think you're ready for that. You're far from that. You're like a young pup. I try grow and blossom. See, so flowers blossom too, right? Yeah, try blossom. But anyway, Minzy has been coaching me people. So Minzy, a real coach, you know.
Yeah, man.
Coach me with the YouTube thing. Yeah, I call me and say, Minzy, oh, you do this, my youth. And I said, you do that, you do this. And I said, no, it's not working. And I said, all right, I'm going to talk later. And he sit me down, do FaceTime and walk me through them things. So I learn slowly but surely. So I big up Minzy and say, Minzy, appreciate it. That you help supporting me to grow this channel and him promote my channel too. So me appreciate that, right? That's a good thing. And ratted. Ratted. Me almost cuss. We have another one come down this to hey people, me get big and me get big. Me get big. Have the big YouTuber about my channel. And Minzy disappeared.
No. Yeah. I am God. Before I even say anything, I don't understand. I come to the show and Minzy leave. Me gone.
Minzy disappear. Minzy say, I have things to do.
No, man, me there, man. Big up, man.
No, to the one I bleach, man, things I mean, wouldn't recognize even though the man get bro like an English foul.
well, you know, sometimes in travel, sometimes it's a busy man, you know, so if you're in Jamaica, it's gonna burn you. You move from Jamaica, you travel other places, you go back to Jamaica, and you know you branch out. So him lighten up himself. Every take. No, I'm not.
You know. I look at you near 4-3-3, having man some pressure, you know.
It does? Yeah. What pressure, man?
Something about convincing win.
No, I him cry Queen of Mannings. Remember me tell him say, if him convince me about the convincing victory, you know, him get a jersey, you know. Me put up the jersey, you know, and I'll know the man can't convince.
Bless up Rich Sports, bless up Randy, and bless up Float Management. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, man, but good evening, Cranky. Good evening to Minzy, and good evening to all the persons. First, let me apologize, people. Cranky did ask me to come on earlier, but you know, just got home and able to jump on. So my apologies.
You know, people, Manning's why am I telling you? I forget Manning's hard time. Manning seems so important. Sometimes Manning will say, Cranky, I have time for you, my youth. Busy, I don't know doing this. Me I run an organization. Me have clientele. Me have Reggae Boyz. Me have nothing. Me have bodyguard now. Come here, say my bodyguard for when I Reggae Boyz and you know. My security. You know what you that means?
No, Minzy is off. Oh.
It means you know here. So Manning's boy, I run my security now.
Yeah.
Manning's boy was explaining to us that when they were in Dominica, some Reggae Boyz are well known globally, so he had to be security for them actually, and protect them. So, yeah, it's a good thing. Yes, so far we assemble the cast. A good thing. So, management, before you come on, we're talking about Elaine a little bit and some of the grief she's getting, given her challenges and her injuries. And I was talking about Brianna Lyston, who decided to shut down her season and so won't participate in the trial. So what are your perspective on those two items?
I am more disappointed in Brianna shutting down her season and opting out of the trials than Elaine Thompson situation, because my expectation was that Elaine was going to pull out at some point. I just felt like she's not in the frame of mind for athletics, and I think for me, I think there's more going on beyond the physical. That some, I think, gosh, I have Elaine is like a Minzy, I have a lot of love and respect for Shelly. I have that for Elaine, but I think Elaine has more going on in her life beyond injuries in track and field. And I think at this time, a good sports psychologist would really help her to get her back to her former glory. With Brianna, I been tracking Brianna, and I know that she had injuries in her career. I think even she missed the entire season in high school. I think she did a transfer one season where she moved from one school to another, so she never participated because of that transfer. And there was a time when she had some injuries. I felt like this is probably one of the best time in her career. You don't have these moments every single year. And I'd prefer if she taken a shot, qualified against the seniors and said, listen, or pulled out or just did a relay just for the experience. The Olympics is going to be 4 years from now. She will be 24, 25. You don't know what is going to happen. God forbid you have an injury, you lose form, and then you're looking at 28 for her next Olympics. So I think being in the form that she is, she would have at least been in the relay pool, and just to be there for the experience, just experience, even if you don't run an individual race. But being at an official Olympics, it's different from the World Championships, different from the junior events that she has been at. For that reason, while I understand how hectic the collegiate season is, this is like when I finish college, which is 4 years from now, then I will try and qualify. It's just like footballers. When they are in a rich vein at farm, they normally seek to get transfer because you don't know that next season you're going to score an next 20 goals.
Right.
So that is my perspective. Yeah.
All right, Munnings. And that is coming from, as we did not talk about different forms, that fans normally on the outside say that they want to see the athletes do this, they want to see the athletes break a record, they want to see the athletes double, they want to see the athletes perform, because it's all about entertainment for the fans. But Brianna has been through a lot this season. She has triumphed, but yet still, she did that in a lot of pain. Because she said that she has been going through a lot of stuff, especially her niggles. And to reach to the end of the season, it would have been one of the feeling that is like a weight probably come off her shoulder. Now to travel to Jamaica and probably go through the rigors of, going through the trials. Because based on what the coach should have said, he might prepare her for do 1-2. What should have to do the 100 alone based on her niggles. That is more explosive going up against a senior athlete. I believe it's a very good call. Comes what may with the happening of missing out possible an Olympic to the country from a senior level standpoint. I think it's a good decision, and it is not a favorable one, because the fans then believe that she are coming her own and they want to see she continue. But at the same time, the athletes are actually feeling what they are feeling. So if she call it on her season, it is something that you can't really go around.
Yeah.
And it will hurt you as a great supporter of her. But these people make the decision to suit themselves and not necessarily the fans sometimes.
And that's a great call, Minzy, because I've said this all the time for athletes. It's yourself and your family first and everything second. Because when you're gone or when things don't go well, sometimes the fans are not on your side, frankly. You got to think about what's best for you. I don't disagree with Mannings, though, because the Olympics are the Olympics. They're every 4 years. They're spread out. Now, I respect her decision, and I will not question her decision. Her and her handlers have to know the reason why they make the decision. As Mannings alluded to earlier, no, not alluded to, as he said earlier, it's a long season for the NCAA. Long season. She's run a ton of 60-meter races, 100s and 200s. They must know best what her body can withstand. And to go to the Olympics will put more pressure on her. It's a more senior athlete. It becomes challenging. She didn't do well in the 200, which I thought were her more specialized events, frankly, as it relates to the NCAA. So she must think it's time to shut it down. So it's our loss, frankly. But as you alluded to, Minzy, it's her decision. We have to respect it.
Yeah.
So,
and like I said, because remember now, Minzy, you probably, because of also your relationship in terms of the proximity to other happenings, you understand certain, because we are just looking from a fan perspective, looking at what we see on the track without getting into the nitty-gritties of her, like I said, niggles and injuries. And when we see it, because now I look at that and I look at like even footballers, when footballers say, listen, I'm going to take a break and not play, for example, in a couple of World Cup qualifying games because I've had a long season. The fans kind of think that don't make any sense, because you're going to miss a World Cup qualifiers. This World Cup, this is the best opportunity. You miss it now, there's no guarantee that these set of conditions will exist for the next 4 years. There's no guarantee that a Shelley and Fraser Price will be at the next Olympics in that relay pool. There's no guarantee that Shericka Jackson will be there. What is the likelihood after Shelley and Fraser and Shericka Jackson and Elaine, we have the kind of relay pool that can closely go to that's like to me like a once in a lifetime opportunity. What I would like to know is what are the conditions in the contract for NCAA? Because if she had nigglers and the Olympic is so important, did she have a choice of probably missing some of those are based on the scholarship? No matter what, you have to run. And if that is the case, then some of these athletes really need to look into some of these scholarship things. Maybe the Jamaican government people need or some way we need to have grants, because this will also damage the athletes. Because if again, next year is not like the collegiate season is going to be less hectic, or the year after that. If she's in a situation where she has to run every event, and we have heard these things, how when the athletes do the collegiate seasons, when they come to the nationals, it seems like they are just they are done. What is the alternative though? Because it can't continue like this, because there's no guarantee that things will be different any year that she's in college.
Yeah,
so
but
what is the
here's another way
alternative?
to think about this, man. So when I go to college, I'm getting an education, which is basically free. It's not free. I'm paying for it with my athletic achievements, and what I do is not free. You're compensating the college. It's a transaction. But also, I'm not guaranteed to make the Olympic team. So at least in college, I'm guaranteed if I keep running and involve on the team, I'm going to get a 4-year education if I stay for 4 years. Some people will leave like Hibbert does before 4. So at least that transaction has been placed and it's been effected, right? I'm not guaranteed to make the Olympic team. So I can't just focus on Olympics. I have to think a little bit more long-term, which I think was what she has done by even going to college in the first place. Because remember, she got some flack by not taking the route that the Clayton twins took. She decided to go to college, which not everyone was happy about.
Education is important. People are saying we best talent are go foreign. Yes, we understand. So the NCAA system is very rugged. But one thing I understand is the coach was being very meticulous with her, how him actually race her sparingly as well. Indoor, him never make sure do the 200 indoor. Him back her off of that. She never ran like 1 and 2 on a day. She might do a relay and then she do a 200, or she just do the relay alone. You understand? So I think the coach was really putting the best foot out for Brianna. It was when it reached to the SEC and the qualifiers now for the NCAAs where she did more of that double, the 4x1 100 and 200 double. And from what I understand is that when these medical persons do their tests and checks, they can tell you if the athlete can actually run. You understand? So it is a rough terrain, and these people will also say that the champs terrain is also a rough terrain. So anyway, take it once involved in sports, it's not gonna be an easy feat. I can agree with you also when the ballers them ask for arrest, the fans them come out. But again, Mannings, the same thing the track fans them do, and the same thing the football fans them do. So fans will always be fans. You can't take that out of the fans. You understand? They want to see performance. Remember, I say sports is a part of entertainment, you know. And when that entertainment is not forthcoming, the fans are going to talk a lot of things because they want to see that entertainment. Brianna would be a very good part of the entertainment package that is going to be at the national trials. You get what I say? So they would have wanted to see her match up against those Sharikas, those Brianna Williams, those Shelley and Fraser Price, and the whole works. You understand? So that is how I look at it. But I can agree with you that, yeah, the whole grand scheme of things when I look on the NCAA system, it can be rugged.
Yeah, and look, that won't change, right? You have a choice. Historically, athletes from Jamaica didn't really have a choice. They would go to school in the US. Things have changed over the last number of years that allow people to have more flexibility in terms of what their decisions are. A lot have gone professional. People like Hibbert have gone to college and left after 1 year, right? People make decisions. Brianna may leave earlier. She may be 3 years in and say, you know what, I can get my degree after I go back subsequent to my professional career, or do it online or whatever means she chooses. But I think we have to respect her decision. It's important. And by the way, people, it's 104 of you here. Only 70 like the funny thing. I don't understand only now. 70, that means 34 don't hit the like button. In fact, probably more than 34, because some people sometimes come and leave. Hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, well, I management and coach. Me, I was one of I was asked about subscribe and like thing. You know, not a big people subscribe and like, but no, me I get it. No, me, me get religion. Me get religion.
You know what I want to ask Vinzi though on this thing. So the athletes who stay in Jamaica, like for example the Clayton twins and some of those other athletes, do while they're at like races or at MVP, say like they do school, or it is straight like are they at UTech doing college and they are at MVP, or it is just straight track and field?
It depends on the athlete. It depends on the athlete because when Sherika and them people that did go, them go straight at UTech. I know that the young lady that, what's her name again? The hurdler. She's a young hurdler.
Kerika Hill? No,
not Kerika. The recent one. What's her name again? Petersfield she used to go. I forgot her name.
Oh, Smith. I know who you're talking. Alexis
James. Yes.
Yeah.
She got a professional contract, but she enrolled in Michael. So she's able to now go to school and still do her track and field. You understand? Some people decide to them do some classes at UTech. Some people don't. I don't know about the twins and what's her name?
Serena Cole.
But for the most part, I do believe that they possibly not attending school. But when a Crystal slowly and others go up there from high school that did not get a professional contract, they are aligned to the university, which is UTech.
Okay.
Now, after them do them thing and them finish school, them or if them reach a place where them make a lot of fast times, them pretty much have something there. Do what you call it? Them probably give away the eligibility at the institution, but they still try to finish. So them not just throw away the school right away.
Okay.
Become professional, them still try to finish. And now getting some information from the GenSec of coaches that
Wait, back up.
The twins are actually doing some classes.
You have a GenSec now? You mean you have a team? How does that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, Sir Elgat. You know the gentleman. His surname is E.
Which gentleman? I'm confused.
ELGAND.
No.
That's so here's one. There's more than one GenSec.
No, not my GenSec class, but I had to
Jesus. GenSec. Come on, people, hit the like button. 116 of you. The like button is that thing that has this thumb up. That's the one you should hit because someone look. It's right below my logo. In you look at your screen, right below the logo. Just hit that thing. Just press your finger. It's not gonna hurt your finger. Trust me, I tell you that. It doesn't shock. There's no electricity in it. Just press it and you'll be okay. You'll be good.
It might electricity.
Yeah. It look like it. So anything on track and field, I'm on transition and you don't tell them why you about football. I've never done here talk about football. At least some of the regulars. But I think track and field is important because the Olympics are upcoming. They're right around the corner. Well, trials are around the corner, and subsequent there's the Olympics, and the Olympics is going to be hot this year. So, coach, before I transition to football, who you think? I don't know you want to talk about this probably later on at some point, but preliminarily, who do you think are some much medal potential that we have in that are out there now, who we should be thinking about? You know what? These are medal potential as we go forward towards the Olympics. You
have to go first. Let me go first.
I hear the question. I got this.
Yeah, man. Let me go first. So, in terms of potential, I think we're going to do
medalists at the Olympics, coach. This question.
I think we're going to do good in the jumps. So I feel like, the Hibbert and Tajay and the Pinnock, I think amongst those guys, we could get 3 medals right there. I think all of them are 3 medal potential. Jaden Hibbert.
2 long jump, 1 triple jump.
Yeah, I feel like there's a medal somewhere there with them. I also think we have a good cadre of female 110 hurdlers and male 100 hurdlers and male 110 hurdlers. So the hurdles are so funny because you can knock over a hurdle, you can have a bad start, and the race is over. But I think the 3 that qualifies, I think, what is the name? Broadbelly is back. McLeod, Hansa Parchment is always there. And you have a couple of youngsters that are coming through. So in that, I think, like, on the male side, there's a potential for a medal. And on the female side, with Akira Nugent, I think, what's her name? Yanni just did well in Jamaica here. You have Brittany Anderson. You have Danielle. I think in there, even a bronze is possible. Of course, it is the hurdles. And I say that because in the same way the Jamaicans can fall, so too can the other people. And then you have like Sharika and Shelly.
But the hurdles are tough, though. The hurdles for women are tough, right? There's just a lot of
and Nikisha Price. I think if Nikisha Price maintains her form, she could get a medal in the 400. 400 meters. So that is where I think
Manning's man means it. He has talked about the hurdles quite a bit. The 400 meters for women. What about the men? You didn't mention men, Manning's man. You mentioned men. Well,
I think the
question.
400 meter flat. The question was potential medalists at the Olympics from Jamaica. Jamaica's potential medalists at the Olympics. That's the question.
I had some things in the back of my head, but
put that in front of you. Put your front of your head now. Put your front of your head.
May I bring it come now? With the recent performance of the European athletes, it has really changed up the thing a little bit for me. I agree that the jumpers can be on the medal, but 3 of them look tougher now. Even Jaden Hibbert, he's gonna be having a very royal battle to get on the podium because two people jump over 18 at the European championship. So it's like you over Europe turn up now, and over Europe Olympics are keep. So some whole lot of things are going on in the hurdles. Yeah, we know one person is really ahead of everybody based as it stands now in terms of Grant Holloway.
But he struggles in big championship, doesn't he? Sometimes he struggles in a big championship sometimes, doesn't he?
Well, I would say the Olympics.
Yeah, the Olympics. Yeah.
He has done super well at the World Championship.
Yep, that's true.
But in the Olympics, he has that medal has eluded him in terms of the gold medal because he won a medal. So he's one of the leading favorite. When you look at the Rashid Broadbell, he's getting back there. When you look at the Hansa Parchment, he's right there. Omar McLeod seems to be coming back. Then you have the Trey Cunningham, the Roberts from US. So, and because it's an obstacle race, kind of difficult. Now, on the female side, oh my word. US are going to keep them trials, that is an Olympic final. Jamaica keep them trials, that's an Olympic final. That is how long and wide the area of talent is where the hurdlers are concerned. From Europe to the Caribbean, North America.
Even Africa.
Africa, it's just a slew of talents where the hurdles, female hurdles, is concerned. So that one they kind of hard to call. 400, Nikisha's coach says she not peak fully yet, and that is frightening to me because it basically sends a strong warning. If you run 48-8 and you not peak it, that is a strong message you're sending, you know. And so on the men's side, we kind of have some problem with the men's 400 right now. See, and that is evident because the team are gonna try to qualify for the 4x4. So
where are they gonna do this?
Sunday they will be in Nassau, Bahamas.
Okay.
And the team was already named, they understand. So
is it a good team?
Based off form right now, yeah, some collegiate
As long as they don't have bionic man, they should. As long as bionic man is not in there, they should. Bionic man is the GC faster athlete that always in a relay for Jamaica.
Yeah,
400.
They say moonwalk, but him not dead.
Thank G. Well, we're qualifying. We're qualifying.
So
it's a time thing, don't it? The time thing.
Yeah, they have to be 258. What's it? What 50 something in order to make it.
Is that doable?
Huh?
Is that doable? Each person run like 44 flat.
No, if they run 45
can break it.
45.
Yeah, if they run 44 flat, I use this assume.
No, 45 with the lead man running maybe 45.
No, Drew, I'm not talking big boy. we're talking the one from GC faster, that big boy.
That one, Demish. Demish gay.
Yeah.
So
that man have one gear, and that gear is neutral.
But neutral fast. Man, neutral fast, you know. Put your car in a neutral, I go down get Elaine, so it's a steal.
He's on a flat. He's on a flat. There's no way. If you're neutral flat, you ain't going nowhere after a while.
He's not going up. No, he's not going nowhere. It's like the truck is coming around, and then the finish line get to him. He doesn't get to the finish line. The line gets to him.
Mm-hmm. But they wanted to bring two teams. What the unavailability of some of the other athletes, even Manning's friend, the bionic man, as him said,
they were going to bring a team with him.
him saying no, go away. So
what a wise man! I hope he's not.
Ain't no like him getting me.
But the youth them just come off for the collegiate again. We talk about the collegiate rough and them youth that we are gonna put in at the fire.
But they can't put Rashawn Clark. That's
no,
his name.
Available.
Oh, Antonio Watson recovered.
Him say him unavailable. So I don't know if him recover, but him say him unavailable.
Watson unavailable as well.
Watson or Clark? Watson or Clark are both.
Both. Watson and Clark available. Demish Gay unavailable. Zanjan Barnes unavailable.
Whoa.
Sean Bailey unavailable.
Whoa.
So the 400 is unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
So what about, did they try to get Jail Hyde?
I don't know if them reach out to him. They never mention his name.
Whoa.
He's running well, actually. He's running decently. That's tragic though if Jamaica's not in the
So who is in the 400 meters? 4x4. What is the team?
Kimar Farkison, Tyrese Roden. You have Tyree. You have Eels, one youth name Eels. You have Shivo, Reed. You have what's his name? Javon Powell and Malik James King.
Oh jeez. That don't sound good. Malik James King is doing well.
Well, based off what they did last week, most of these athletes split 44 coming off the collegiate. So it would be one of those things where them aki, so to speak, and you want to catch them when they're fresh. And right now they would have been the best bet. Because if the other person's unavailable, would have just not go. The challenge is now, if this team qualify, what you do with these runners?
What? Yeah. What they could qualify for the 4x4, but don't qualify for the 400 at trials.
Some of them are 800-meter runner. So they might not go. They might not run a 400 at trials.
Oh, but they may not qualify for the 800 either, based on time.
Right. So this would be an opportunity for them to go, but we're not sure what the selectors will do when the team, if the team
but
qualifies, and then you have selection to do.
no. So if you qualify the team, and then you have 4 persons who run at the trials, and come first, second, and third, which is probably automatically part of your relay pool. How do you do that? What do you do?
Because the J3 said them are gonna pick the team is the first 3 automatically in the relay pool. So the others will be based off, I guess, performance and all of those things that will cause them to be selected. But if that team are qualified, a lot of people are saying they are the ones.
They should go and represent.
But if you have Watson and Clark at the Olympics, wouldn't you think that they will also need to run?
What happened to Casey, former top 400-meter runner? He was one of
He's retired.
He's retired.
He's retired.
He's
I'm
retired.
talking about he's retired. The 6'4" man, Akeem
Yeah, he's retired.
Yeah, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I think both he and Allen actually they both retired almost simultaneously. Actually. And
Well,
by the way, I'm just missing something. We have Tiga. By the way,
Bloomfield.
Yeah, Akeem Bloomfield retired. Yeah.
Isn't he like 25?
27, I think. Somewhere
27.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let me just say this. Tiga, thanks for joining. By the way, people,
And Jerry.
I've been on Tiga's channel, Sport DTM, for the last 6 years, I think it is. I've never been invited. I was turned down, but I'm not like that, you know. I'm very open. I bring people out.
I can't believe so now have so big party a clip. Big tree sounding at the land. I want to invite me.
Turn to you got down, you know, see it?
Yeah. Tree sounding at the land. Tree big sounding at the land. I want to invite me. I can't believe.
That is why we don't invite you, Tiga.
Eh?
That is why we never invited you.
Also, my son and a big sound.
Yeah, if you can't spell England. You wanna laugh?
Tell him about ING because the English said
Tiga, spell England.
He said
We can't spell England, boss. We are doing that. But I thought you'd be talking about the US versus Brazil match.
Tiga,
No,
don't change the conversation.
I'm not changing the conversation.
This is a sound system thing you brought up. For you to join the sound system thing, we all had to spell England. Spell England.
I can't spell England. I will go again. ENGLAAND.
Check it again, man.
It's not playing. But Tiga, we love you.
Come on, man. All deck on hand, man. I'm not going with man.
All board on deck.
All board.
All board on deck.
Yo! Yeah, man, I don't know, man. That's over there. All board up on deck right now.
You need to coin that phrase.
That's over there right now, Coach Minzy. Tell them. That's over there. All right. Forward there, man. All board up on deck right now.
So Tiga, we're going to close out this topic. We're talking about not gold medal predictions for Jamaican athletes at the Olympics. Minzy gave his perspective. Minzy had quite a bit actually, but he also put some caveat there around some of the challenges that we're going to face, given the level of the competition, especially subsequent to the European Championship, how people are performing there. Right. Are almost sure gold medalists now. We're saying people jumping over 18, it's quite challenging. What's your view on this?
Well, it's at this time, I'm not seeing the Jamaican athletes, so to speak. We don't know them depend like them are hide. Coach Minzy, because we mostly follow you when it come on to tracks or whatever my team put out tracks. Nothing from Fraser, we just see Elaine up off. You understand? We see
you have to hide and a one person. How much people are run from other parts?
Hold on, me name them out, man. I name them out. You see me, I name them out.
No, don't talk about Shelly them way there, sir.
Yeah, well, we're not set up. We're not hiding. We're undercover.
Take that, hold up. Me have to call up Minzy.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to Shelly, you can't say nothing. In fact, you don't speak about Shelly at all.
No, but we're not seeing nothing from her. We don't hear nothing from her. Nothing with shot of fire.
No, but
we don't hear nothing at all.
Right, you don't hear nothing from her, but no say she hide.
Well, you know,
But Minzy, explain to us, what is she doing?
If you watch,
Yeah.
if you have followed the sport last year, Shelley Wapner trials, Virgin.
Oh.
I've been watching the sports, and all I've been seeing is photos of her, especially from your sharing, Minzy. I'll be a picture of your show. Of her
Right.
modeling.
So what?
A
what
modeling thing.
so no, see when I see her, she not hide.
We don't want to see her for the track, boss. We don't want to see her model.
Well, and then you know, with
see her on the track go for
the only person who sure might get medal is Obik. You understand? The way him run against the track meet, the last track meet. You understand? That's that alone. So I'm really in doubt. I can't give a prediction right now. You understand? Right now I can't give a prediction.
So you're not giving a prediction because you know Manning's man rattled them off his tongue. Minzy, is it because you're not familiar with the athletes, or you just?
No, I'm familiar with the athletes, but I'm not seeing as much as I'm used to see them before.
Okay.
Him now watch his sport, man.
So
Yeah.
only 100 meters Jamaica participated in.
Yeah, man. And that,
All right, and then okay,
Well,
this all right, hold on. This wonderful lady just run the other day. You understand? At the 400.
You have a lot of wonderful ladies running. What are you talking
No,
about?
the 400 just the
Price.
400 just a while ago.
Price.
What's her name?
Yeah.
No.
Price, the price lady. No, it's not Shelly and Price, man. Man, Price. I don't remember a first name, but Price. She just won the 400 with a nice record. So yeah, so she, you understand, and then me that follow up Ide. One at a time I me that follow all them schedule, but you know again, it run couple, let's say second to last or something like that. I don't know, but I'm just waiting on the trial right now, and then we can come up and make some prediction. Let me see how the trial go, and their timing. All right.
Okay. So anything else on track and field before we transition to football? Because we know say
what about I just hearing the girl that shut down our
let me help you, Brianna Lyston. You know, for this
Brianna Lyston. We just shut down. We said she not take no part or anything like that. She not gonna run on the trial and nothing at all. She just shut. What happened? What? Give me some update. What happened? What's going on with that?
For all the information concerning Brianna Lyston, please rewatch the video and go to minute 40. And from there, you'll get all the information.
Oh, boy.
Channel does not do repeat.
Thank you. We'll cut the video up in the splices for transport, so you can get the track and field. You have to watch the whole 2 hours or 2.5 hours, whatever the number is.
Okay.
And Tiga can watch that short synopsis of what transpired. Learn what happened to Brianna, as we talked about Brianna quite a bit, actually.
Okay. So we did talk about her. Okay.
Yeah, we did talk about it.
Yeah, actually, I was.
Before we jump to
football, actually, what happened? Me just come on a while ago for me because me have a look a small indoor competition I go play with the next 45 minutes. I say the tree sound and me just jump on. Me do some walking and stuff like that on the treadmill. So yeah.
But Tiga, I thought you play football, Tiga? I thought you're not good. Them say you're not good.
Well, that's what them say. But
you think
my skill prove otherwise.
So you have a football game and you're walking on the treadmill before you play the game.
No, yes, I'm saying I walk, you know. Can I eat something? So I go and walk.
So you have a football game.
Yeah.
You eat something and you went on the treadmill before the game.
Yeah, at 8 o'clock I eat about 4. So, you know, because I walk out some stuff.
Okay.
So you wanna eat? I'm confused, Tiga. I'm confused. Why would you play? Why would you eat before you play?
Well, just eat a little food, you know. Just eat a little food. You know what,
we're gonna transition to the Jamaica football team.
Yeah, let's go. That's what I thought about.
So we have had a lot of conversation, people, about the team's performance in some of them need to mute their mics, so there's a noise in the background. About the performance in the last window. In this window, actually, we had some of the World Cup performances. Obviously, we're transitioning to the Copa. So, Tiga, what was your perspective on this? How you think? By the way, before I say that, people is 128 people. It's only 115 likes. The likes need to be more than the number of people in the chat. It's very important, people. It's important. I mean, I reach a begging point yet me asking them for me start big. You have to ask for me to start big. So go ahead, Tiga. What's your perspective on the team's performance in the last 2 games? They won both games. They have 6 points. Some people have said we've gotten the points. Others have said they're not pleased with the performance. Others have said get over yourself. 6 points is 6 points. What's your views?
All right, this is my perspective on the whole matter. We wanted 6 points out of the competition. We'll get 6 points out of the competition. People need to know that the other 2 games we'll be playing in a year time, in June next year, 2025. There are 2 matches will be played. Anything can happen. You understand? We have a lot of competition. We have the Copa coming up in a couple of weeks. We have Nation League and we have Gold Cup. Before we even play the other 2 games. All we're satisfied with 6 points. I don't matter what. I talked to my good friend to my right, Mr. Management, I made him that discuss. So now we said that.
It's okay. I think you still left, but keep going.
Yeah, to the left, to my left. I would have said, we no matter how much goal.
You're right.
Well, I know. Let me talk to man and separate my train of thought. No matter how much goal a team wants score, you understand? Guess what? Guatemala go play in the national stadium a year time. Me feel say Guatemala peak. We not afraid of a peak. We not play half our side yet. Remember, we not play half of the side yet. People need to understand we don't play half of the side yet. We have some baller where we try out, some of them prove, you understand? And we're gonna carry, maybe we carry some of them got the Copa, but people need to understand. Before we play the next 2 games, is a year time from now, and anything can happen. You understand? And we not peak yet. People need to know that. You understand? So them can't go and score up them bag of goal with 6 points. Dominica just scored 4 goals. Them can't catch you. Them have got beat Guatemala. We already played Dominica Republic and we beat them. We played Dominica and we beat them. The only 2 teams we not beat yet is Guatemala and British Virgin Island. We not play them yet. You understand? British Virgin Island that sure trip, and no matter what one love beat them. Guatemala for come out yard. And we not peak yet. People need to know that. So we not peak. The best thing is we wanted 6 points. That was the initial thing. We wanted 6 points. I'll have 6 points. Guatemala for come to win.
I have a question for you, Tiga.
Go ahead.
The soliloquy. So here's my question to you. Guatemala, the Dominica is ranked over 180. DR is ranked 150. And we won 1-0 and 3-2. Are you satisfied with those performances?
Listen, it's when you come on to ranking on football, some different thing. Because maybe Guatemala and this team don't play the amount of teams that we play. Because if we sit down, I would not play enough teams to get the points. Ranking now go up. You understand? We don't know how much team Dominica was playing, or how much team Dominica Republic was playing for them ranking this solo. Maybe them know they wasn't been active. And if they was active, playing some team, maybe their rank could have gone up. So when you come on to ranking, we don't really watch it because sometimes some team inactive. You understand? Maybe they just get active when the World Cup start.
Sorry,
you understand?
I have to interrupt you. I don't understand what you're saying though.
No,
Cranky's saying, right?
Yeah.
The team is 150 and one is 100 and odd.
Right. And I'm saying that me don't really watch. I'm saying this is my opinion.
That's fine. The part I don't understand is you saying Dominica Republic don't play enough games because maybe they would have been further up the ranking.
Right.
What I am saying is that we can't use that hypothetical. What we have to do is speak to what is before us now and answer the question.
Okay. All right. So I'm not pleased with the performance because I think they could have done much.
You take so long to say that, Tiga.
Hold on, man. Let me not get out. You see, you broke up my train of thought, you know. But anyway, hold on, brother. Hold on, brother, man. Hold on. What do you think that we have to talk about? Dominica Republic.
Anyone you want to talk about?
Let's talk about Dominica first. You understand? In the last match that we played. All right. So time are going on. So the more we talk and stuff like that, they're not gonna get it on time and go. Anyway, we played Denmark in the first half. We were leading comfortable by 3 goals to nil. That goal.
Two.
No, in the first half, I'm saying
2. We are leading by 2.
We were leading by 2 goals.
Yeah.
2 goals to nil, right? That could have been at easily 4 goals or more. You understand? That could have been, and that will come in due time. So, we really watch it. Second half, we score another goal. We're up 3. You understand? That 3 could have been that again. That could have been around 6, because we have some chance that we didn't put away. You understand? Yeah, them get 2 lucky goals. Yeah. But we still steer the ship for come home 3-2. You understand? So overall, yeah, I might say I wasn't pleased, but guess what? We get the job done and we have 3 points. As I said, we have a year before we play the next 2 games. And I feel like the side that is top in the zone, them peak. I don't think them have no more players them can add to them side. I think they're playing all their players right now.
All right. So
you understand?
So let me just say this, Tiga.
Go ahead.
This is just provided by Tiga.
Watch out. Goal. One love. US under 1.
And not
US under 1.
The analysis provided by Tiga is Tiga's analysis and not a Cranky live analysis.
Hold on, Cranky. You can't say that thing. You can't put a disclaimer upon the thing. You know, you put disclaimer upon the thing. Yeah, put a disclaimer. Minze, when I say code Minze, when I put disclaimer.
This guy Tiga have a disclaimer. I don't know. I can't agree with you, Tiga. The performance, we have to perform, Tiga. The performance and indicate we're going into Copa. We have to.
But hold on, but Cranky, do you think it's the same team we can into Copa? I don't understand. Do you think it's the same team we can go Copa?
No, we have to be careful with that word, same team. A lot of
the exact team that we played the 2 match a while ago.
The same game from game to game. The team is never the
all
same.
right,
man.
Let's see that. Hold on. I like learn new words. In very concise, Tigat. What is the difference between same team and exact team?
I see what is yo, we can't deal with the rest. Well, you know, I'm gonna leave you know, because it's your Tiga dance can nice, you know. But anyway, I don't think.
Tiga, hold on, you get
go ahead.
Are you alone on DJ, man? Relax, man. You alone on select, you know. I think about the team's 2-game performance. They weren't the best. There's still room for improvement. But I think what happened is that we got the results that we desired and the total amount of points. I mean, you went into 2 games to kick off the World Cup qualifiers and you get 2 victories. Even though the performance might be not at the level that you'd want to see it, but going through this tournament, it's a result-oriented thing, you know. So if we are going to do like Tapa and say, ugly win is better than a pretty loss, then I certainly would prefer the 6 points than playing pretty and losing 2 games. So yeah, it's a work in progress. Remember, this is not the strongest team that we have, so we have to take that into consideration. And definitely, we got the job done. 6 points. When we face tougher teams, we might have, more conversations. I mean, we should easily blow away these teams, but again, a long time the team now assemble and then come back and it's not the strongest team and we still get 6 points. Seeing? So we move on. That's what I have to say.
My name's man.
I'll send my piece. Like I am very disappointed in the overall performance over 2 games. But like everyone has said, the important thing, this is World Cup qualifying, and because it is in in CONCACAF, I think every team believe that this is probably their best ever shot in their footballing history in this region to qualify. So the whole dynamics of off the field planning and preparing and getting an advantage in the off the field stuff and on the field stuff is a major contributing factor we will see, especially when you get into the last stages. I think teams are going to make conditions as hostile as possible on and off the field because they believe they need to take advantage of this opportunity. So I would totally agree with you, Cranky and Minzy, that the performance was not good. The performance was not good. You probably can identify brilliance in certain moments of the game with certain players, but the overall assessment is poor performance. And I think the players know this. And then, don't want to create excuses, but the truth is, I think this is what happens sometimes when you have what you call professional players playing all over the place and they don't always play together because the team has had a core group of players for a while. If you go back to the World Cup, there's a core group of players. But out of that core group, every now and then you'd see changes. If you go back to like the Nations League, Ethan Pinnock wasn't there. Mikel Antonio wasn't there. Amari Bell wasn't there. So you have those things. You come to these 2 World Cup qualifying games, it's almost like a brand new backline from the Nations League backline that looks so solid. And those things may have contributed to why we conceded goals in the game that we played. Same thing, the midfield was different, the goalkeeper. And I think these things now probably make us realize the importance of having like an Andre Blake in the goal in comparison to the other goalkeepers. Not that they can't keep, but when you look at even the goals that were scored, you probably say to yourself, I wonder what Blake would have done if he were in the position. You look at like the opportunities like a Kaheem Dixon miss. You think about the opportunities created by the team. If Demarai Gray was playing, how many of those he would have converted? So sometimes when you see these performances, it shows you how important the players who are not there are. Yeah, because the team plays better defensively when Ethan Pinnock is a part of the team defense. Anytime we have played a 4 and look good, Ethan Pinnock is a part of the defense. When we have not played with him and look good is when we play 3 at the back. So is it that when we're playing without him, we play one way, and when we play with him, we play a different way because of what he brings? So, yeah.
Wouldn't one say this, Mannings, which is the best I think we have played defensively is in the Nations League semifinal and 3rd place game. Because people don't seem to realize when we played Canada, if Blake wasn't exceptional, we would have been down 4-0 at halftime in Canada, frankly. He saved some phenomenal goals in that game, and second half, Lowe took over in the middle of the field. We weren't doing well, that's why Lowe went to midfield. So wouldn't one say the 3 at the back when we had Latti and Hector and Bernard there playing, right? That defensively was a really good structure. Now, offensively, it still limits you because you have 2 of your wide players now who are defenders, so it's 5 at the back, really. We say 3 at the back. But I think from a defensive standpoint, when we played in the Nations League, but against Panama and against the U.S., is the best I've seen us play defensively. Because even though the U.S. got chances, it wasn't like the Canada game where we gave a bunch of chances away.
Yeah, but what you would have to say, Cranky, is that the Canada game away, we had to play differently than how we played in the Nations League. Because the Canada game away, you're about to be knocked out, and the only way you could win is to score goals. So how you would play against Canada, I think, would be more on the front foot. If you look how the team was set up, really, you were set up to play more on the front foot. So you weren't really getting a lot defensively. So you were going to concede, but you were going to score. And I think maybe the dynamics of the game. But you're right. I believe that we look better in the game defensively when we played with 3.
Yeah, someone here saying that Suriname has that. There's another discussion about Curacao and Suriname, about how they look at the quality of the players they're adding. And the question is, should we be adding more players? That's also the question. Any perspective on that from TGAT, coach, or management about bringing in additional players? There's a lot of discussion about players we know what names are. Any views on that? I'll go to TGAT first. About bringing in more players, TGAT. You think we have sufficient players, or you think we need to continue to add to the squad?
We have some areas that need to be to really need to be filled, like in the midfield. I just think we just need a little, maybe 1 or 2 players within the midfield, and then we're okay. Just maybe 1 or 2 players within the midfield. That's my thought.
Okay. Minzy, you think we need to bring in more players or maintain the status quo?
I think there should be no closing of the doors on bringing in players because of the variables that surrounding sports, injuries, disciplinary reasons, and so forth. People drop off a farm and all of these things. Do we need some persons in for the Copa? I would agree with Tiga that the central section of the field needs a little bit more finesse. But if we're gonna use Damian Lowe, I think he can continue to play some games there, and then he'll get a knock of it rather than bring in players. So there probably is a twofold thing to it where I'm concerned. If we're looking future-wise, players could be brought in. Do we need to bring in a new person now at this juncture? I don't know, to be honest.
Mannings?
What I'll say is that since I've been a part of this, every window, the coach has brought in a new player. Every time he has called a team, a new player has been called into his team. Every single time. So if we go by that, players will always be added to the team. Here's what people believe. Because they believe that this player should be here in Jamaica or playing for Jamaica, they think when a player is not there, it's because the player is not selected. I'll say this again. Until you can talk to a player who has the requisite documentation and not being selected, then they can't say anything. What I know from experience is a lot of people who are talking because I see the process. There are some people, Cranky, that were in the team. And here's the thing. And next 2 years from now, they will not get Jamaican passports. They cannot. And I'll give many examples of this. And I'm going to give one. Many people who left Jamaica in the 70s and the 80s, during the time when they never use a visa, let's be real, they forged documents to go to foreign, and they never really rectified it. So when they have grandkids that want to play, and they have one name in England and one name in Jamaica, somebody have to go to skulldungles. Who is going to be that guy? Do you ask your prime minister? Do you ask your minister of sports to do? Who do you ask, Cranky? Who do you ask?
I do think so. Here's the challenge. They have to originate from someplace, right? That's the question. So how do you find a way to trace back to your origin? Because the people have to originate someplace.
So when it is traced back, and I give examples without calling names. The example is that one person has a name born in one parish, and when they found the original document, they are born in a different parish with a different name, and the person is dead. So what do? You have to say to somebody in a department, listen, do something for we know. And if you ask them to do that, and then there's political influence and you get a position, and that information is come out, the same people who are asking you to do it are the same people who will come out and criticize. And we fail to recognize that many of these things happen because people are looking for opportunities to go away.
Right. No, we understand how these things materialize, but Chris is saying something here that because most of
I use my phone, it have a dead enough, so I run.
Go ahead.
Big up Mannings, man, and big up all board and deck.
You sound like speed, you know. You sound like
I have to run to 7:30. I have to run. 7:39. I have to run. All right.
Have fun with battery.
Bless up. I have to run.
Yeah. We did turn down the mic down so we could hear ourselves. Thank you.
So that is my thing.
But man, I think what Chris is saying that sometimes players are saying they haven't been contacted. Is that the case sometimes? Some players, anyway.
He says he has several articles. So let him send you the articles, and then you can have a conversation. I'm not going to have a conversation with him.
Okay.
And if he's going to have a conversation, he's with you. So I'm not going to address that person.
Okay.
I'd rather not be on the show than address that person.
No, look, I don't know what
Yeah.
the situations are as it relates to players and their ability to play based on can they attain the necessary documentation. I know I've gone through the process. It's not the most complex process, frankly. If you have all your documentation, I was surprised how easy it was, I must admit. If you have
Because you have all, Cranky, once you have, so watch this. Once you have the requisite papers, it can be done.
Right.
What I am saying is there are many people who don't have the requisite paper.
Right.
All right. Yeah, somebody talking about a situation.
Yeah. Look, we know these things are real, whereby individuals migrate under interesting circumstances, I call it. And then when it comes time when their people from their lineage need to probably get citizenship or pursue that endeavor, it does materialize because they don't have the required documentation, right? It happens. It happens. So these things happen. But we don't. The show wasn't meant to focus on that. It was more to talk about the team, the performance, how we feel about the performance, where we're going. The squad is supposed to drop what in another 19 minutes, and people are waiting. It's 8 o'clock, correct? 8 o'clock. Is it 8 o'clock Jamaica time or 8 o'clock US time? Mannix, man. Mannix, can you hear me?
I'm muted. 7 p.m.
So it's 7 p.m. Jamaica time.
Yeah, 7 p.m. Jamaica time. The squad will be released. Yeah.
Chris, the number is on the screen. My number runs across the screen. Yeah, so look, at the end of the day, we want to hear the squad. I have no idea who's going to be in the squad. So I'm as curious as everyone else. When the squad drops, I'm not sure I'm going to be on while the squad drops because I don't like to do this more than 2 hours. I'm not like management, can go 5 hours straight. I don't have the stamina. I lack stamina. I'm a 2-hour man. Not 4 or 5. So I don't have the stamina. But
you were breaking up.
I was. I'm not sure why. Everything here is working. What I was saying is I don't have your stamina to go for 5 hours.
And you know, West Indies playing.
8:30 West Indies playing. 8:30 is NBA Finals.
7:30. 7:30 my time.
Huh?
Yeah, it's 8:30 where you are. 7:30 where I'm at.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're playing New Zealand, which is going to be a very interesting game because if we beat New Zealand, we win the next round. If we don't, then we got to beat Afghanistan, and they bowl out New Zealand for 75. So I have no idea how that will work.
Yep.
It'd be a very, very tough game, actually. Very, very tough game.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, we only have 90 more minutes left in the program. I don't think I'm going to stay for the.
So what I'll say, Cranky, is you hear all the names that have been mentioned recently, almost all of those players. And like people like, you can talk to people like Ian Campbell. I don't know how much they can disclose, but the truth is that a lot of this stuff, like I was shocked at some of the findings as to why they sing. Because once you have the documentation, you know, then you understand it's easy. The thing is that is the documentation accurate? Because if it is not, the other thing is this. At the end of the day, a coach has a prerogative, right? If a coach believes there are 10 players and he selects 8, who am I to really say that he should not have? What I do is that I expect the 8 that he selects to get the job done. If they don't get the job done, then that is going to be my problem, which is where we have to come down on. Because if the coach cannot select who he wants and he has to select who you want, then if it doesn't work, who gets criticized?
Yeah. No, look, I think people want the available pool, then the coach make a decision, right? So if a player is eligible to play for Jamaica, I don't want to drop any name, but we have talked a lot about Reece Nelson and others, for example, with Jamaican heritage. First of all, have they got their documentation, their papers? And second of all, will they be considered part of that pool where the coach can select from, right? People want the pool to broaden with more quality players. I've said this numerous times, Mannix, man, and others have agreed that we need to improve the middle of the park. We tried K. Roy the last game. I think he had a decent game. We had Lowe in the midfield. You don't have to say anything, but to me, Lowe is not a midfielder. He had a brilliant game against Canada. To me, should have been a one-and-done situation. In fact, he's soiling his midfield reputation by playing further, because I've said this numerous times, the most impactful game in Jamaica's history I've ever seen a player played, and only in one half. And by the way, not an offensive player. There's one thing to be an offensive player, you play a winger, you score a goal, and you change the game. A player playing defense who went to the midfield and changed the game, I've said this numerous times and I keep preaching it, but it should have been one and done, because I've seen him play subsequently. Yes, defensively, he'll be fine. Offensively, he's challenged. We need true midfielders in there. And as you know, I'm a Ravel disciple. Obviously, Ravel is probably on the beach someplace, so we can't get him to come play. But we need players with that ilk, with that ability to be in the national team, because the middle of the park is where most of the game is played. Not on the wing. It's not in the 18-yard line. It's the middle of the park. So hopefully that can change. But
yeah, and what I say is that, Cranky, the coach has said, so it's kind of amazing. Like, I think like we don't care what is said when we have an opinion, because the coach has said this. The coach has said, listen, and the coach even went as far as talking about what are some of the challenges, even in players in Jamaica developing to play the CDM role. So the coach has admitted that we need a player in that position. He even said that when he talked about putting even Damian Lowe in there in the Canada game, and how that came about. Like, really and truly, we just decided we're going to roll the dice. You understand me? So he himself does that, right? And knows that. And himself is looking. So obviously, if he knows that and he's trying to plug the gap, and he doesn't select someone, isn't it then clear then there must be other factors? Because
I have two comments on that. One is this. I'm saying it's a Rudolph. So you're right about the dearth of talent in the middle of the park in Jamaica. And I said, Rudolph, look, we have about 10 or 12 teams in the JPL, right? JPL have what, 12 teams?
Yes.
So they have 12 teams, right? So that's three midfielders.
It was 14. 14 the last time.
So 3 times 14, no, 42. So you have 42 midfielders, supposedly, because most people play 3 in the midfield. Or no, 3 in the midfield, not 3. 42, right? And at the bench, call it 50 midfielders. We can't find one out of the 50 that has quality enough to be in the national team. Forget about trying to.
But here's what the coach said. The coach said, listen, the fields are so, how the fields are, as a CDM in Jamaica, you're forced to kick the ball long. What I'm saying is that these are things the coach has addressed. One I think that the coach said that really offended many people is when he made a statement that why can we have such good golf courses? You remember that statement?
Yes, way back when he made that, yes.
Right, and that was early in his time. When he said he was driving through Jamaica and he cannot understand, he was talking about the midfield and how we play. So I am saying he has seen that. So when people bring up the names who play CDM in the EPL, right? When they bring up those names, the point I'm making is that if they were available for selection, then given the fact that he says he needs to find, he said it. Listen, we need 2 good CDMs. He said those words.
But I did challenge
them.
Yeah,
so
I did challenge Rudolph that, going forward, we have to focus on this in Jamaica. We are focused too much on athleticism. And here's the thing, question management. So I've mentioned this numerous times. I've mentioned it again. Why can't we convert some of the better forward players in the middle of the park? We see it with Joy Linton. We see it with Iwobi, right? Who all play forward. Nobody could play midfield. They're playing midfield.
Cranky.
Yes.
Tell me a Jamaican. Tell me a player from Jamaica. In the history of Jamaica's football, that is a CDM.
No, we're not talking about CDM.
With the exception of Rudolph Austin, who was a captain.
Rudolph, what's his name? Way back when. Cargill, way back when.
Yeah, way back when. Rudolph Austin is probably one of the most recent one because he was a captain at Leeds. He played in Sweden at a high level and stuff. Really good player, Rudolph Austin. All right.
But
the point I'm trying to make is simply this.
Not just the Rock, the larger Jamaica I'm thinking about. Right?
Yeah. So, no, man. So, no, I'm going to get to that because my position is this. Jamaica, how we are, I think, certain positions,
Right.
like we need to find a way to get players who want to play that position outside of Jamaica quickly.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we play in a way that helps to develop such talent. And it would have to change the entire footballing philosophy. You go to most games in Jamaica, we play the same way. You have some fast kids on the outside, and you try to kick the ball, and they use the pace and the speed to get past people. So what happens is this. You end up creating a lot of wingers. You look at Ricardo Fuller, you look at the Walter Boyd, you look at, you understand me? You look at Whisper now, you look at the Leon Bailey.
Yeah.
The shelf, we create. Yes, we always seem to find players who, even when you look at Wolde Harris, the Omar Cummins, those guys in the MLS, they were really like players who were faster than others who could cause problems. And then they had
like
some
Andy
very
Williams,
good,
for example, played like a 10, was a good player in the midfield. Yeah.
who really played a lot of his football overseas.
True.
In the US.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that unless we do that, because the guys who stay here either are very good defenders, goalkeepers, or wingers. We rarely produce like even clinical center forwards, you know.
Yeah. That's true, actually. You can go back to Ali McNabb days, to Tiga, maybe to Anandalo a little bit, to the center forward. Shilton played in up front too. Yeah, we have produced decent center forward and decent wingers. A lot more wingers who transition to overseas. Yeah. But man, that's my argument with Speed, which is this. He keeps talking about the physical attributes, and Rudolph, no, I love to engage him. And he and I disagree about the coaching philosophy, which we need to figure out if we have the right coaching philosophy. You know, what I call K&H football came with the philosophy, right? You got to have a philosophy that basically says I can keep the ball, and you have to have the coach, our coaches who have been taught how to teach players to keep the ball, which means a lot of hard work to do that. So yeah. But I don't want to, you know,
like for me, like I think if you can come into some partnership with some sort of club in Europe where you bring, like this guy at Cavaliers called Ronaldo Barrett and Adrian Reed, I think they are good prospect to kind of play those positions. Are we going to keep them in Jamaica? If you do that, they're not.
We also got to make sure they don't get converted someplace else, though, because you know what happens? You go overseas, you have certain athleticism, they push you out wide to play on, you know, right or left.
You're a Jamaican. Exactly. Yes. So there people also think like, you're a Jamaican. Man, you're so fast. You shouldn't be playing in CDM, man. We need you on the wings. So what they will actually do is try to, you're so right, Cranky.
Yeah. Somebody's asking, you know, what Tyrese Hall. I don't know the player.
Yeah.
If the Tottenham player would know.
Young player, you know, because they're young players. I think ideally at this level where Jamaica is at, I think you need a player that is consistent at least in the championship in this position. Like,
what about grooming a Splat, for example, or a Cover, for example? Would we want to groom them and bring them in like we bring in Dixon or we bring in Whisper? Because that's what the need is, isn't it?
Yeah. So like for those guys, I agree with you, right? But I would not bring them into a Copa. Like the World Cup qualifiers.
I understand that. But I'm saying last window when we playing these.
But remember, I keep going back to this, you know. We have to remember that the reason why we saw the squad that we saw is because the squad that we're probably going to see this evening is probably the squad that we would have seen for the World Cup qualifiers, because the World Cup qualifiers should have been used as preparation for the Copa. It's just that many people, for different reasons, were unavailable. So the coach had to select like a new set of players.
Well, no, I had no problem with the players selected. I had no problem with the squad, period. My concern was how they eventually played and the outcome that we have. Even though we won, I thought we could have given better performances. My view is that going forward, we need to show up. The midfield is, look, I'm not sure people don't understand how important the midfield is in football. You know? The midfield is an imperative. The midfield protect my back four. The midfield start, help recycle the ball. The midfield has this spatial awareness, at least the CDM does. The midfield help us to balance out the team. The middle of the park where football isn't played nowadays. Listen, and we're not having people in the middle of the park to do that.
You know the player who would fit the position right now and I think could come in is Lewis Baker.
Yeah, but we've talked about Louis Baker forever. If they're gonna come, they're gonna come. They're not coming, right?
He wants to play.
But I assume there are some other factors.
There you go. Yes.
We know what those factors normally are, actually. So here's my people. People need to find a way to work around these challenges because we all have to come from somewhere. You can trace my roots. No matter what name may have, when we go someplace else, you can trace my roots. Right? It takes a little more hard work, but you can get there. People have had these challenges. I have a friend of mine had a name, one letter in her name. She's Jamaican, born in Jamaica, grew up in Jamaica, came here. One letter in her name took her like 6 months. I got my citizenship before she got that one letter. I went through the process, shouted at her to get one letter change in her name, even though she was born in Jamaica and grew up in Jamaica, and she was trying to get her name corrected. So it's a balancing act about how the process works. But I think the process does work, and we need to just make sure we work with the people and help them achieve what they're trying to achieve. Someone mentioned Dujan Sterling. Is he also an option management, or is he also have not? I want you to mention anything about him in circumstance, but is he an option? Is he a consideration because he plays he's a
makeshift. He's a makeshift. He would be a person who is a right back that you're putting in there. And
he plays well in the defense. Actually, he could be covering the right back. Actually, he's good. He's a good
player. He'd be a good example because what in that position, right? So we have to separate him being a good player from being a good player in the position, and that is what you have to look at. Like I said, Louis Baker is a natural CDM.
Right. So let me say this, people. I disagree with this comment by Mindset, and here's why. If you're a very good midfielder, you're going to demand the ball. Like, low, you have the ball. Extra the ball, give me the ball. No, kick the ball up to Antonio. Give me the ball, I'll get it to Antonio. You will demand the ball, and if the defender see that you have the ability to receive the ball under pressure, get out of pressure, and move the ball upfield, you will force the change. No matter what coach's philosophy may be, you as a player, like Ravel does this. Ravel demand the ball. Ravel create him one space, and then he move the ball up the field. So even though we do play long ball, even with Ravel in the team, I think Ravel does demand the ball. He go get the ball and utilize the ball. But we need the midfielders with the confidence, with the technical ability to be able to do so. And right now, I'm not sure they're apparent to me in the team as it stands. My name's man. We have 3 minutes left.
Man, good. People, it's the first time. Cranky sent the second time Cranky sent me this.
Last time you ignore me. Surprise. You turn up. Last time you ignore me. And by the way, I don't reach out to management when he's on people. When management official duty, I leave him alone. If he tell me, Cranky, I'm busy. I'm very important on official duty, so I leave him alone.
People.
So I couldn't send it to him because we started last week. He was on official duty. Couldn't send it to him.
No, people, nothing like that. You understand me? I saw Jason, at the stadium. But I couldn't, like I said, I could only hear him. Same thing with Demo. It's like I think your case was different because we actually got to spend some time because you were at the hotel when you were overseas. But on game day, it is crazy. It is crazy.
I can imagine because there are a lot of people with a lot of needs, a lot of situations need needs. And when I was there, people were running to wash gears and do all sort of stuff. It's a lot of logistics that need to get done when you are traveling away, especially not at your home when it's not comfortable. So I do get that. But I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate Tika coming on, even though he is decibel almost. And I appreciate Lindsay coming on because you guys have been great to me and trying to educate and inform me about how to run these programs. I'm not sure I'm a quick learner, but I'm a learner. And people, each of you have joined. Please subscribe if you have not done so. Hit the like button before you leave because I really appreciate you being here. Go ahead, management.
Yeah, I just want to say, listen, people, this is a good start for Cranky because when Minzy started, it wasn't like this. When management started, it wasn't like this. So this is a good start, good, clean production. He's not the brains. It's a person with starting off the person's name is D. She's the brain behind this.
Yeah, she's part of the brain. I'm getting my nephew. They, you know what? I have good critiques in my circle. Nothing I put out, they have to go through them. They have to sign off on it and bless it. So I don't put it out, and they will correct certain things. I will have them read certain things because sometimes you spell certain words, you go too quick, and you want, and even though words spell word for you. So yes, I appreciate the support. And then I reach out to you and Minzy and JD and Apollo and a bunch of people to give advice. So I try to, like Amazon, man. I try to get as
You take people ideas and sell them.
Before I sell my product, I try to get as good as possible to allow me to sell the best product I can sell. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Wait. Stefan, right? Let's talk about this. So Stefan said, so Stefan, if we start DJ, maybe I hear Stefan, I hear it. And by the way, and the DJ thing, if you watch the video, because I'm mean in the video, you know, the two ball them head, and me I had the ball them. That pass with the left foot, and me I make the pass. That dribble on the right, I mean, I look like me, because I'm younger than, I think we're going to play over 35. It's one game, the last game I play, I think the last game I play. Those are me in there. I made a video of me doing sports to show that, not that I can play, because I'm not really good, but I actually try to play sports, whether it's TT. By the way, I'm bowling. I want some money from the bowling management. I'm bowling.
Which one of the bowling you're talking?
No, bowling. Bowling with the ball, not cricket. Bowling. You know, American bowling. So we're bowling. I said, I'm gonna get bowling. We'll take some pictures and take some videos, so we can put on the thing to YouTube. And you say yes. So the first game I bowl 125, and you say, okay, I bet you $100 you can't bowl 150. Yeah, easy money. 207 I bowl. And I have it posted. That's why I see me post the score. And I took his $100. I didn't give it back to him, even though he's young.
I need to challenge you. Don't come back to New York. We're going to go
bowling. Management,
yeah.
Mind yourself. Management, mind yourself.
I'm telling. What's the name? All right.
Management, mind yourself.
All right. Remember, I'm going to challenge you. We're going to link up with New York, you know. We're going to link up, Cranky. I'm going to embarrass you, Cranky.
No, management. TT, bowling, football, little basketball, little American football. I played most things, and that's why I see me put in the video. Right, see me put TT in that video too. We play most things. We try a thing. So anyway, people, when we go out, I play the video. Cause not, Stefan, what the DJ? I want to get feedback from the DJ because I want to change profession now. I want to change from retired to do something else. Me try YouTube. It not really work as well. I want to not give me no like, not give me enough like and enough subscribe. Me slow in that subscribe thing. So should I do the DJ thing? I want a new profession. Me try to make some money.
Yeah, Frankie, we're gonna do that. Yeah, we have a record the bowling challenge. You and I, and when I back in New York, seriously.
We record the bowling challenge.
Yeah,
but we have to bet some money because we like
the problem is that I can't bet. Yeah, the problem is that I can't bet.
No,
so
we
here's
can't
what
you understand. You're a religious man, but yeah.
No, you know what we can do? I give you a Jamaica shirt. You give me an Arsenal shirt.
Yes. More the new Jamaica shirt though.
Yeah, man, a new Jamaica shirt, and you give me a new Arsenal shirt. Anytime we meet up.
Yes, that's the best. I mean, but people, I have never seen Manning's man bowl. I'm not that confident, but keep me confident.
I need to send you some videos because I have videos. You know,
there's
a big game in place. Oh, geez, what's the name of it? It has one name. I think it's in downtown Newburgh. That's where I normally go. Big.
Right. So I have bowled 10 times in the last 10 years. If I bowl that much. Right?
No, man, you can't beat me then, man. I bowl often, man. Up to recently, man.
I don't. But I'm that confident that I'll have muscle memory.
Cranky, me have my own ball, let me know.
You know, enough people have their own ball and can't bowl.
I'm a shoes, you know, Cranky.
I don't have any of those. I don't have any of those. I'm still beat you. I believe in muscle memory for bowling. I only bowl when my family get together at Christmas. We may go bowling once in a while to do an activity. But anyway, for people, it's been a management. I truly appreciate you coming on. You know, we have this special thing where we link up. We do each other's program. This program now, I normally do yours, and you've given me access to do yours, and you have trained me. And I want to find out from people if I've been trained well, because I'm working on it. but you know,
Andre, come on yet?
Yeah?
Andre
came on yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. Day before yesterday. Andre came on. In fact, I'm going to have what I call Coach's Corner. Because we have been told YouTubers don't know football. And what I want to do is bring on coaches like Andre and like Rudolph to come here and talk football. But not just talk football in generalities. We're going to go through chronologically and sequentially how this works from inception to culmination, which is, you know what? We just a start out. You're a 5-year-old. You have the C license, you have the D license, you have the A license, B license. Let's watch the different stages of football. We're going to have a series, maybe a 20-part series, where when you're done, you should be able to get your A license. That's the objective. You as a fan should be able to get your A license. Yeah. We want to make sure We are
Cranky,
learning everything.
Cranky, I need to run it because the squad is being released, you know.
Yes, please. Yeah, okay.
Live. People,
The
bless
squad
up.
is being released live at 8 o'clock. You know what, people? Maybe I stay on for the squad.
People, people, listen now. You see anyone over here say Cranky, tell me all who don't hit the like button and who don't subscribe. If them don't subscribe, you unsubscribe them from over. You understand me? I am sure. So make sure to subscribe and don't play with the thing.
So where's the squad being dropped? I'm gonna stay on the squad get dropped. Where is it being dropped?
CVM. I don't know because I don't know how they're going to do the actual thing because it's a big event.
Oh, so maybe on too long then. Because
yeah. Like that, it's a tracks and records. So it's going to be all up of fanfare and talking and to people and stuff like that. So
it may be an hour's event then.
Yeah. So I'm going to be in between that.
I won't stay on for this, but I'm sure people before you go. Have another show tomorrow, you know. Same time, same place. Now we think about the topic them and drop them like tomorrow afternoon, so early afternoon. So come join me. We're going to talk about the squad actually. It's going to be the key topic tomorrow. Is the Jamaica Copa squad? Our perspective on the squad. Hopefully we have some new names tonight. At least one or two. We don't want to see a whole name. We like new things, some fresh things. So I'm not asking man to tell me nothing. But we should be patient and wait and see what it looks like. And then we can have a very in-depth discussion tomorrow about the squad, a little bit about Copa, prospect, things of that nature. So people, before me leave, because Stefan writes, get back to me now, Stefan. We'll talk tomorrow, Stefan, if you join me tomorrow. I'm gonna go out with my big time tune. I'm trying to get it
right.
But trying to get it published. Trying to get it published on some on a stream like Spotify. Maybe I change the words up a little bit so people don't give me no feedback on the DJ thing. And if I watch it till the end now and watch the video, don't listen to the music. Because I mean, like the DJ thing. Just watch the video and see how me I play TT, see me I play football, see how management I get him look, you know what, stump in bowling. Just watch things. Right? People, appreciate you. Bless up. Management, thanks as usual.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
Yeah, man. Frankie Life is the best to be now. For the best sports talk and it's free, yo. Frankie Life will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. Frankie Life. Tell them, Frankie Life. Heed them, Frankie Life. Want them, Frankie Life. From the courts to the field, we'll never lose because Cranky has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. Cranky Life. Tell them, Cranky Life. Heed them, Cranky Life. Want them, Cranky Life. Cranky Life where the sports is spicy and where we keep the discussion lively. Cranky Life. Get to know the name because Cranky analysis is never lame. Cranky Life. Give me my Cranky Life. I want my Cranky Life. Must have my Cranky Life. Whether it's football or track and field, you know Cranky is at the wheel. So join the journey through victory and defeat and subscribe and don't miss a beat of Cranky Life. Tell them, Cranky Life. Heed them, Cranky Life. Want them, Cranky Life. If you're from England or USA, from Kingston or Bombay, from Kenya or Canada, Lagos or Havana, visit Cranky Life. Tune into Cranky Life. Like up Cranky Life. Subscribe to Cranky Life. Cranky Life. Coming to you on weekdays. Cranky Life sometimes on Sundays. Pull up a chair and take a seat because Cranky will always bring the heat. Cranky Life. Me say fi tell them Cranky Life. Me say fi heed them Cranky Life. On them Cranky Life. Cranky Life will be around. Cranky Life is the best in town. Me say fi heed them. Me say fi want them. Me say fi heed them. Want them, heed them, want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Cranky Life. Cranky Life. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Cranky, cranky, cranky life. Cranky, cranky, cranky life. Cranky. Heed, wander, heed, wander, heed, one, heed, one, heed them.